So, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna do a little reading off of some notes I've taken. I'm trying to touch up and clarify as much as I can, although I always seem to be missing something. But here we go. Piggyback off my last video about our lost language, I've always said that I didn't read the Bible as it had too many names and I don't remember names. If you translate that into Spanish, no recuerdo nombres, it can easily be construed as no le temo a los hombres. And because you are all connected to me, there's no need for translation. Now, the matter at hand begins from the day I was born. I always knew I was being watched by some type of government or establishment, as people would come into my life and speak to me about a big secret that quote unquote they didn't want me to know and they didn't want to let out. It took me some time to realize that the government was using the FBI as a front to keep a close tab on me under the guise of me being some type of criminal kingpin. But the fact of the matter is, at the most, I've committed low level crimes, but have suffered the utmost judgment and often wonder what I have done to deserve this. But the question was really, what was the establishment doing that they needed to hide me behind lies and deceit? And unfortunately, some, if not all, my family took the position that I was a bad guy, allowing the government agencies to do unthinkable things to me, invading my temple in this life, my body, with technology and using me as an experiment of some sort. I guess no one realized that I've been looking for my purpose here since I was very, very young, literally a child. And this allowed me to continue to question what everyone around me believed to be the truth, even after most had given up on me. I believe that in the government's attempt to either get rid of me or do some type of experiments on me, this began the beginning of what at least some people, uh, when some people began to question, well, what's really going on here? After being given a lethal dose of some type of substance, I had a near-death experience where I had seen my soul leaving my body. It wasn't until sometime later that I realized, well, if I had witnessed this, then maybe I had two souls, and had started to realize, well, maybe I'm being alienated from society because I have been putting things together, the pieces of something bigger than me, and that the government or the establishment had labeled me as a predator to say they were experimenting with new technology to keep society at large safe. Eventually, I realized that they had been able to tap into my head, and maybe because we were based on electricity, we didn't need to be connected to any type of device to achieve that. And then I realized that we are a product of the sun, who has his own natural power, his own natural waves of electricity that the world around us survives on. And why would we, why would we be any different? For us as humans, we are a product of the Creator Himself. I then realized that maybe we were connected to the earth in more than one way, and that perhaps we don't really sleep but are connected to maybe some sort of second dimension while we sleep, what our ancestors knew to be our dreams. Now, most of this sounds like science fiction, but for those who are in the know, or those who were within my frequency, they immediately took heed to my suppositions. I immediately realized that everyone around me knew my thoughts without me speaking to anyone. At this point, I felt into my own doubt as I was being hunted down and threatened like I owed something. But then I realized they were all offering me money for what I didn't know. Upon moving here to Chicago area, I've been able to gather my thoughts, And I believe that because people have been hiding the truth for so long, that most are afraid of what they don't know, and that I've been the only one kept in the dark. So to me, it's obvious that the government has sent out a don't ask, don't tell order. My question to you today is why? Why do you or anyone have to listen to this? As we all can agree that this is bigger than any one person and definitely bigger than any establishment. Just because they say you can't talk about it, well, who are they? If everyone decided, hey, this is what God, our Creator, meant for us, not one man or belief can take that away from us. Unfortunately, we have been taught to be afraid of being judged, of having things taken away from us, afraid of death. Well, I'm here to tell you that none of that is true. If we're afraid of being judged, I couldn't have come this far to show you different. If I were afraid of having things taken away, I would not have been able hereafter. I would not be here after 39 years of suffering to speak about this. If we're supposed to be afraid of death, then why has God let me live again and again? No matter how many guns they have pointed at us, the decision is ultimately in the people's hands. They can't take everyone's money or else they themselves will run out of food. Remember, we all run this country, it does not run us. It only takes the people to change the way we look at the situation. As I'm not here to start any trouble with anyone, and neither are you. What does it hurt to acknowledge the truth? Nothing, I believe. It's just hurting the establishment more to admit that they were wrong and that they knew now for 39 years that they were wrong. And at the end of the day, they made the mistake, not me or you. All it takes is for us as a society to realize, okay, a mistake was made. How can we move forward and try to find a solution and not create or nurture the problem? I do talk a lot of crap, but everyone must realize I've been fighting for myself, by myself for a very long time, and that's my defense mechanism. I don't wish harm on anyone, not even those who have wished harm on me. Also, although I do not wish death on anyone, I'm here to tell you that I've made it myself and it's not something that we should be afraid of. It's a natural part of this world, and years before it was an honor to have been able to face it, which is why many cultures have honored their dead and not mourned them. As the years pass, our thought process have been changed to the point that we're afraid to actually live, which has brought us to the current situation where we're afraid to make up our own minds and decide for ourselves as a people what's right and what's wrong. I would really like to try to find a solution or the beginnings of one. And hopefully, everyone has realized by now I'm not just going to take some hush money. I would like this to be an open discussion. And frankly, I'm kind of tired of being ignored like this and nobody talking about what's been obvious, especially after I've been fighting my whole life you know, to bring out the truth. And, when finally people are out there with enough information to believe me, now they're saying we can't talk about it. Yeah, I don't think that's correct. And you can act like you're ignoring me, but I know that's not true as I'm with you always. And change comes from within. And I have given everything I have to keep that alive. All you guys have to do is speak up. No one can take our voice from us, especially if the majority agree with it. And I know we are the majority because I'm with you, regardless of anyone would have you think. It's just some food for thought. I mean, I pretty much covered what I believe I needed to address for now. But I mean, I kind of feel like we're playing ourselves for fools not to believe what's going on around us or not to be able to speak about it openly or, you know, I don't owe anybody anything. I know they have me on their watch list, but if you were to look at the facts, you would see once again, you would see what I have said to be true, that it's just the guys to keep me, to keep a watch over me. Which, I mean, I guess it's a good thing, in case somebody want to harm me, but it's a bad thing because, I'm continually being, I'm, I'm suffering as if I did something wrong when I haven't done anything to justify that. And now the truth has come out, they don't want you guys to talk about it, but like I said, nobody could take your voice away from you. You know, as many threats as they want to make or would like to have you believe they can do to you, if everybody agreed to the same thing, then life would continue as normal, except that we'd be able to experience and and find new things in this life that maybe we haven't seen before. And I know you guys are ahead of me because obviously this has been going on for years now, at least in some parts of where I've lived, and I'm the only one that's been kept in the dark here. But hey, I'm slowly getting there, and that's all I can ask for. Thank you for your time.